Hey, what's up? It's 12 Clouds, and I'm going to give you a verse breakdown for my verse in Shaolin. First of all, if you haven't heard the song yet, go listen to it. It came out on June 3rd, and it's one of my favorite verses that I've ever written. The beat is fire. We got a lot of heat on this track, and it's the newest single from LOTN, so you should definitely be listening to it before you check this video out, because I'm about to give you all the spoilers, break down the bars, the wordplay, the hidden meanings, all that good stuff. So check the song first, see what you can pick out with your own ear, your own brain, and then come back to this video and see what you missed, all right? Now let's get into this verse. All right, the verse starts out, climbing from the bottom, out the mud, it's been painstaking, paint you a picture, the matte black in the frame hanging. This is just setting up the song that it's, what I'm writing about is the difficult journey of starting out as an underground rapper in Montana. Really at the bottom of the bottom, right? There's nothing, there's nothing here. So it's a hard journey. It's painstaking. I really like this little bar, paint you a picture, the matte black in the frame hanging. The matte is the part in framing. It's the part that goes around the picture, but inside the frame that like contextualizes the picture for you. So you have the picture, then the matte, then the frame. It's like you're starting small and zooming out and getting bigger and bigger. The next bar up, used to be a nobody, now I got my name ringing. We like Montana's Griselda without the gang banging. Okay, so used to be a nobody, now I got my name ringing. That's just literally true because LOTN is popping. I linked up with this collective of dope artists, and now my songs are getting more like attention than they ever have before. So that's just straight up true. And I liken LOTN in my head a little bit to the Griselda collective, the broader Griselda collective, because it's a bunch of underground rapper artists that have been grinding in the underground for so long and then finally got a high level of success and popularity like later in life. So they kind of mirror the struggle that I think a lot of us have gone through as Montana rappers. And they embody this idea that if you just keep doing it, eventually there is a way where you can break out. And not to mention, they've maintained an authentic sound for their whole career. They never switched it up to go pop or try to chase mainstream appeal or trends or whatever. They stayed them, and then eventually the mainstream came to them. The next bar, been butchering the beat with these hunter flows. So that's a little wordplay on one of the members of Griselda. His name is Benny the Butcher. So I been butchering the beat is just a flip on his name. But it's also connection to Montana with these hunter flows, and connection to Benny with butchering. I've literally butchered many deer in my life. Many Montanans have. There's a lot of hunters in this state. So I'm connecting like Griselda to Montana because I feel connected to them as an underground rapper. So now using the name of Benny the Butcher, I'm connecting it back to being a hunter. Never hide from the streets, but rep a different buffalo. So we're still going off of butchering and hunting, and now we're talking about the buffalo of Montana. You know, they're known for their thick hides, which is what you would cut off during butchery. So the word hide is a little double entendre because we're not hiding from the streets. We're just out here in Montana. We're just doing a different lifestyle. And we rep a different buffalo than the streets. Griselda is from Buffalo, New York. So it's another Montana, Buffalo, Griselda connection that's all through these bars. The next one, thick skin, connects back to hide, to the buffalo. Thick skin, leather for weather that's way below froze. If you've ever seen a buffalo in the winter, they're all icicled up. It reminds me of people wearing leather jackets and stuff, trying to emulate the buffalo to survive the winter. We're hitmen, pop you with clever letters and chokeholds. So this bar has like a tiny little piece of wordplay in there that I think most people will miss. It's pop you. So we're hitmen, like musicians that are making hits, hit makers. And what are hit makers usually producing? Pop, radio-friendly music, right? So I'm flipping it to be hitmen, like assassins, killers, wearing black leather gloves, right? And we're gonna pop you. It's like taking pop music and inverting it to be like dark and violent instead of glossy and glitzy. So hitmen pop you with clever letters and chokeholds. Chokeholds is finally connecting to the Shaolin theme. We're going to get into some kung fu stuff here. And these next few bars are just kind of some rapper shit. And I really wrote these just because I liked the rhymes. My flow silky like kimono fashion. The keys got more scales than Komodo dragons. Kimono, silk, very smooth. That's an Asian attire. So we're connecting back to China with the Shaolin stuff. I'm going to start peppering in some Asian references from this point on. And then the keys got more scales than Komodo dragons is just a little wordplay off of the scales on a piano, but then the scales on the Komodo dragon, which are also, again, they live in the Pacific Islands. So we're like in the Asian sphere, and I'm just trying to throw in some imagery and symbolism to get us to Shaolin. The beat so cold, you need Eskimo rapping, but my heat gonna blow and leave your testament backwards. So I purposely did this little pause on the beat so cold, you need Eskimo rappings. And it's to emphasize this little double entendre of rapping. Like Eskimo rap is like the clothes that would keep them warm, which again connects back to the bar about leather for weather that's way below froze. It's this idea that we're like the buffalo surviving these cold Montana winters because we bring our own heat. And so my heat gonna blow and leave your testament backwards is me saying like, my lyrics are so hot that if the testament is the written word of what you believe, then my lyrics are gonna be profound and philosophical, and they're gonna change what your mind thinks and change what you believe after you hear my songs. So I'll leave your testament backwards. I'll like flip everything you believe upside down. This is also sort of setting up some light political commentary with like the testament connecting to like evangelical Christians, which are typically very MAGA right wing, and we're about to get into a big right left 4 bars. So it's sort of just like easing that idea in. The next bar is left for dead with no right to breath. This is on the one hand, it's just obvious. Like I used my lyrics, the heat, to shoot you, and now you're dead, right? Because we're like the hitman, right? We did the hitman assassin connection, so we're like a killer with the lyrics. But also, it's kind of an old school reference to the Wu-Tang Clan. Which obviously this whole song, Shaolin, is inspired by the Wu-Tang legacy. So RZA was in a group called Gravediggers, and he went by the Resurrector. And his whole thing on Gravediggers was that he's gonna resurrect the mentally dead and dig up their graves and bring them back to life with his lyrics. He's the Resurrector. So if you're left for dead with no right to breath, I'm going to come for you with my lyrics and flip things around, like bring you back to life. This is also setting up the first of a few left-right dualities. In the previous line, we had a hot-cold duality, and now we've got a left-right duality. Again, I said we're about to get into some political stuff a little bit. And then the left-right is also like boxing, right? Your lefts, your rights. The Shaolin style, the Kung Fu. So I'm setting up a lot of things right here. There's like almost a triple entendre happening with the left-right stuff. Flip the script. Have y'all reading shit right to left. So flipping the script is the testament backwards. Scripture, it's the written word. So we're gonna, if I'm gonna change your beliefs, I'm gonna flip the script on your testament. Have y'all reading shit right to left. That's actually the way that they read in China and a lot of other Asian countries, is from right to left. So it's in theme with the Shaolin thing, it's in theme with the Kung Fu, and it's in theme with the politics. Reading shit right to left, people are gonna be going from the right wing to the left wing because I've changed the way that they think, right? Right wingers are abandoning their party and they're coming to support the cause over here with us lefties. That's the idea. So that is also a triple entendre, I think, unless I can't count. We'll have people moving right to left. If you could really see your team, then you might defect. See, people in a propaganda bubble, they can't really see the truth about their own party, their own people, what they're up to. But if if these people weren't just consuming Fox News and Newsmax, Breitbart Media, and TikToks that are controlled by conservative billionaires or whatever, if they could actually see the connection between Epstein and Trump and their immigration policies and white supremacy, ripping off the working class people and enriching the billionaires, all these connections, how I see it, they would abandon their people. They would move right to left. I fight for the left wing, but what rights are left? So that's just talking about the erosion of civil liberties under this right-wing administration, and it's the third instance of left-right wordplay. I was just having a lot of fun with these bars, doing the lefts or rights, the kung fu boxing. Now I'm just gonna get into some rapper shit to end the verse again, because I don't like to end verses too heavy too often, or too dense. Like sometimes I think the best way to end a verse is just memorable, punchy, memorable. When it comes to bars, I flow like Tai Chi. When it comes to beats, do them right, like Spike Lee. So Tai Chi is all about flow. It's a martial art, I think, technically, but it's about achieving a flow state and flowing with your body. So that's rapper stuff, flow. And then Do the Right Thing is Spike Lee's classic film. So that's not that deep. It's just a little bar. When it comes to thugs, I'm moving light, low key. But when it comes to drugs, I do them and they don't do me. That's just me saying I can handle my drugs. The thugs thing, I'm just not a thug, so I don't have them in my circle. I'm not a gangster. I'm not a gangster rapper. I'm not Griselda. For me, it was connecting back to that. We're like Montana's Griselda without the gangbang, and I'm reiterating that idea that like we're not thugs just because we're in a collective. We're rappers. But really, I just wanted to set up this final bar because I think it's really memorable and it punches. I do my drugs, but they don't do me. Like I've seen people just freak out. Have their panic attacks and breakdowns, and that's just never been me. I'm in control when I do my shit. So I just thought that was a strong line to leave a memorable impression to close out the verse. But yeah, that's the whole breakdown, really, of the Shaolin verse. So go listen again. Let me know what you think. My name is 12 Clouds, and I hope you like the bars. Peace.